Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back after a short Passover break. I know you guys didn't feel it, but we had a Passover break. Chag Sameach to everybody. I enjoyed a few days away from the sirens here in Israel, but away from the sirens with my sweet girlfriend. And now we are back in action with sirens from the Islamic regime of Iran happening pretty much nonstop. I've already been through 4 since I woke up today. Let's take a look at this clip of Marco Rubio, the U.S. administration, officially kicking out Hamidi Soleimani Afshar and her daughter, who are green card holders in the United States of America. I'm Tal the Traveling Clat, your sweet Zionist prince, whose land of Israel was promised to him 3,000 years ago. It can be promised to you as well if you get the merch down below in the description of thetravelingclad.com. And let's take a look at this. Marco Rubio tweeting out, until recently, Hamidi Soleimani Afshar and her daughter were green card holders living lavishly in the United States. Afshar is the niece of deceased Iranian Major General Qasem Soleimani. She is also an outspoken supporter of the IRGC, who celebrated attacks on Americans and referred to our country as the Great Satan. Not a good idea for a green card holder. This week I terminated both Afshar and her daughter's legal status, and they are now in ICE custody, pending removal from the United States. The Trump administration will not allow our country to become a home for foreign nationals who support anti-terrorist regime. God bless. It would be great if they went ahead and really prosecuted all the people who were doing this in support of Hezbollah and Hamas as well. Now we have here a post from the New York Post. We got more rockets. Notorious General Soleimani's sultry grandniece led a lavish lifestyle, touring U.S. hotspots as her mom promoted the Iranian regime. And of course, they never ever are covered in a hijab. They are never ever covered in a niqab. They are never following the rules of the regime. Amazing. Now Canada should do the same. Posted by Zena here. Canada designated the IRGC as a terrorist entity, yet there are an estimated 1,000 regime-linked figures who continue to live freely within its own borders. I wonder if this girl would be able to walk around like this bikini-clad if she was in the IRGC. I would like to imagine that she probably would not. But they never ever live the standards. They never practice what they actually preach. It's always just to oppress other people. Let's take a look at this.
That we will continue to look for people that we would never have allowed into this country on student visas had we known they were going to do what they've done. But now that they've done it, we're going to get rid of them. And we are continuing to look for that. And so in the days to come, you should expect more visas will be revoked as we identify people that we should never have allowed in because they lied to us. When they said they were coming here to be students, they didn't say they were coming here to occupy university buildings and vandalize them and tear them apart and hold campuses hostage. If they had told us that, we would never have given them a student visa. Now that they've done it, we will revoke those visas.
God bless.
As the days go on, every time we have a chance to revoke them, we will, because it's not in the national interest of the United States for them to be here. So let's wrap up, guys, so we can do that.
God bless. It's literally like Daddy Rubio and Daddy Trump. It's like finally there's some fucking parents in the building actually doing what needs to be done. It's like, what is this? Is this a game? Is the United States a game for you? No. You can't come in, occupy buildings, yell death to America, pledge allegiance to overseas terrorist groups, and then hope that nothing happens to you. That's not how it works. You don't get that. What country operates like that? No country operates like that. President Trump posted a video of Secretary Rubio stating that he will not stand for foreigners getting visas for the privilege of staying in America as students.
We revoked her visa. It's an F1 visa, I believe. We revoked it, and here's why. And I'll say it again. I said it everywhere. Let me be abundantly clear, okay? If you go apply for a visa right now, anywhere in the world, let me just send this message out. If you apply for a visa to enter the United States and be a student, and you tell us that the reason why you're coming to the United States is not just because you want to write op-eds, but because you want to participate in movements that are involved in doing things like vandalizing universities, harassing students, taking over buildings, creating a ruckus, we're not going to give you a visa. If you lie to us and get a visa and then enter the United States and with that visa participate in that sort of activity, we're going to take away your visa. And once you've lost your visa, you're no longer legally in the United States, and we have a right, like every country in the world has a right, to remove you from our country. So it's just that simple. I think it's crazy. I think it's stupid for any country in the world to welcome people into their country that are going to go to your universities as visitors. They're visitors. And say, I'm going to your universities to start a riot. I'm going to your universities to take over a library and harass people. I don't care what movement you're involved in. Why would any country in the world allow people to come and disrupt? Now, we gave you a visa to come and study and get a degree, not to become a social activist that tears up our university campuses. And if we've given you a visa and then you decide to do that, we're going to take it away. I encourage every country to do that, by the way, because I think it's crazy to invite students into your country that are coming onto your campus and destabilizing it. We're just not going to have it. So we'll revoke your visa, and once your visa is revoked, you're illegally in the country and you have to leave. Every country in the world has a right to decide who comes in as a visitor and who doesn't. If you invite me into your home because you say, I want to come to your house for dinner, and I go to your house and I start putting mud on your couch and spray painting your kitchen, I bet you're going to kick me out. Well, we're going to do the same thing if you come into the United States as a visitor and create a ruckus for us. We don't want it. We don't want it in our country. Go back and do it in your country. But you're not going to do it in our country.
I feel like it doesn't get any clearer than that. Here's the problem that Marco Rubio didn't touch on there. And I'm not saying he's not right. He's 100% correct with everything he's saying. The university apparatus in the United States of America needs to overhaul as well. It has become, and by every report, I have a lot of students in university who message me on a daily basis that I don't even have answers to because I don't know how to solve this issue myself, that there's just such a far radical leftism in universities, and a lot of this is coming from professors at universities. And I know this firsthand. I don't want to name names or say where I've seen it, but I've seen it all over the United States and actually all over the world. It's a common occurrence in Israeli universities as well, where Israeli professors will be extremely far left. This whole higher education sphere has been extremely receptive towards far lefty individuals who preach liberal, overly liberal lefty policies and social change and all that stuff, and then has been really antagonistic towards anybody who's on the right or in the conservative movement in any capacity. And you find no middle ground. It ends up all veering left. That's why we know some of our most far left individuals globally will be in college campuses and universities around the world. And that's a massive issue that Marco Rubio didn't touch on there, but it's important to note as well that they have a certain part to play in this issue as well. Imagine everyone in Iran has to wear a pillowcase while the head jihadist granddaughter was being a skank living the LA nightlife. Yeah, no, is anyone surprised? No one is fucking surprised. It's always like this. This is what Islamist leaders, they all do this. It's a common occurrence all over the world. They gravel money from their people, they sit on it, and then they oppress their people inside of their countries, and while their families live rich, obscene lives all over the world. The Trump administration is now revoking green cards and deporting relatives of the Iranian regime officials who are living in America. If you're watching this video and you have not realized yet that the pro-Palestine movement is an enemy to you, to your country, to your borders, to your way of life, to everything you hold dear, you are an idiot. Get the merch down below in the description, thetravelingcloud.com, and I'll see you in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Clots.